Hi everyone, this is Najem, your marketing consultant, and today we have Asif Haque from Brain Station 23. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and the company we're in right now?
Hi, this is Asif. I'm working as a technical lead for Brain Station, specializing in AEM, Adobe Experience Manager. I've been with this company for over 10 years, working in different technologies. So currently, I'm specializing mostly in AEM.
And a little bit about the company?
Yeah, so Brain Station is one of the leading software firms in Bangladesh, and it's one of the most popular outsourcing destination when you think of Bangladesh. We have expertise working in many range of technologies like .NET, Java, Python, you name it, we do it. And for AEM, we're also one of the only companies working in AEM in Bangladesh. And we hope to see you or hear from you if you are thinking of outsourcing any projects.
Great, do get in touch with them. So let's dive in. Why AEM, right? People will be asking like, why are you working with AEM and why AEM is good for enterprise level companies? What did you say?
So AEM is a product from Adobe. So it's considered one of the leading enterprise web CMS, web content management systems out in the market. According to Gartner, it's one of the most popular in the industry. It's targeting mid to large enterprises mostly, and it's part of Adobe's marketing cloud. So they have a whole suite of softwares that they use for the complete digital marketing solution, and AEM is basically the content management part of that solution.
Great.
So it's a big ecosystem. AEM is just one of the key players in it.
Okay, and when should a company or enterprise should think about making this transition from whatever they're using right now to AEM? When is the right time?
So for an enterprise, the decision would come down to like their entire digital marketing plan. AEM is a big investment, so it's not like for smaller players. The cost of ownership can go pretty high, but the benefit is if you're thinking on a holistic view, so you want to integrate and utilize all their different digital marketing solutions. So AEM is a good option in that case because Adobe out of the box, it has support for campaigns, analytics, and there's a whole suite of other related applications that you can use. So the key is to utilize what you need. You can integrate and provide a complete solution. That's better than suppose you go with a separate CMS system and then you have to integrate other third-party systems for your analytics, for your campaigns, which a lot of smaller companies do. But enterprises, large and medium enterprises, they want to have they want to have a established player. They want to rely on an established player, Adobe being in this market and one of the leading vendors. So that brings that to the table, and also it's like fully seamless integration. So in that sense, it's better. You have more peace of mind.
Right. So every time we talk about CMS, right, content management system, we talk about Adobe.
Yeah.
But there is another reason why people go out for AEM is because DAM, which is a digital asset management.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why people usually go for AEM when they think about digital asset management, and how they can how companies can take advantage of the fact that they can actually get CMS and DAM at the same time?
Yeah, so DAM is Adobe's digital asset management, part of AEM. So it's a single place to store, manage, and all your digital contents, images, videos, whatever, files. So the thing with DAM is it's basically a central place where you're managing all the assets, and you can basically optimize files. So from a perspective of the end user, the author, for example, in a CMS system, they don't really have to like think of all the different like versions of the same file that they need to support in the system. Think of like in our like current world, everything is very responsive. There's different, you're looking at the contents on a website from your desktop, browser, mobile, tablets. So there's like many different renditions that you need to like support. So DAM will actually take that hassle from your hand. So you're uploading one image and DAM takes care of creating all these renditions for you out of the box. So in that sense, it's a lot less work that you need to like put in when you're working with digital media.
Okay.
There's also like advanced content approval workflows. You can put in like you know, the watermarks and stuff. So there's additional advanced features, security mechanisms built in. So that's why I think DAM is a pretty good selling point for AEM.
Yeah. That's what I felt as well, and what I also felt is it's not just that these CMS or digital asset management, these solutions are not only to help the people who are actually working day to day on marketing, but they also truly help the decision makers to say, you know what, I want this digital asset to go online and I don't want it. So I think you're absolutely right, where it can actually give you enough freedom to say, you know what, I want this and this to be done as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, putting those processes in place so that things get done according to plan. Doesn't matter whoever is doing the job, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And every single time we talk about AEM implementation, one thing that always comes to my mind, and a lot of people that I've talked with, AEM developers, right? So tell me, when do they come in? These amazing superheroes that we always talk about. When do they come in, and exactly what do they do with implementing Adobe Experience Manager?
So the decision to move to AEM, that's like a big decision for an enterprise. So developers wouldn't really have a say or a thing to play in that phase. So it is a big investment upfront. So when you actually invest, you align your digital marketing goals, and you think Adobe is the way to go. You buy the license, you set it up, and from then onwards, like the developers come in to customize the websites and mobile views, etc. So with any marketing approach or any project, for example, a website, you're launching a website. So for large enterprises, usually they hire digital UX agencies. So they provide like the initial UX designs. So AEM out of the box has a very rich set of components that you can use out of the box to build the websites. It is a CMS platform, right? So it has like text, headlines, and rich text editors, etc. So the developers would come in when you have a really custom design and you want to customize AEM. So AEM is extensible. You can build custom components in addition to the out-of-the-box components. So developers would come in to actually analyze the UX designs and then come up with advanced components that the developers would develop based on your UX designs, and which end of the day will help the content authors to better manage the delivery of the contents. So instead of spending a lot of time designing the sites based on the existing set of components, we can provide custom components that are easily configurable, and end of the day you can go to market earlier based on our developed components.
Yeah, great. And I'm just going to repeat what you said, and which is important. So the decision makers, they will be deciding when to move to AEM, and after that, developers come in. A lot of companies nowadays, whenever they're thinking of developing, implementing AEM on their company, and they're moving into working with the developers, nowadays they're thinking of outsourcing or offshoring some of their work, Why is that happening, and why would you say they should do it or they should not do it?
Okay, so AEM being an enterprise platform, I think there isn't like an abundance of developers in the market. Like if you compare to like regular .NET, Python developers, for example, it's like a niche market, and so in that sense, developers are harder to find, like quality developers. Plus, there's a cost factor to it. So anything that's low in supply, high in demand is costly. So that's why I think a lot of the companies are now large and medium enterprises. They are looking at offshoring, and there are many companies like large consultancy firms that provide AEM developers. We in BrainStation in Bangladesh, we are providing AEM developers. We're working in AEM for a long time, and we have like supported few very large enterprises, global leads. We have a good track record. So I think you need that, and most of these enterprises, they actually look for your portfolio, what sites and what clients you've worked with. So in that sense, we have that expertise or experience. And so it's like anything, like any other technology. There's no blocking or blockers for offshoring. It's just that you might need to look a little harder to find the correct people for AEM compared to other technologies.
Yeah, rightly put. And because you talked about it in a BrainStation, let's talk about that. Because for the last 2.5 years or 2 years, you have been serving clients on AEM.
Yeah.
Exactly what kind of problems did the clients came and say, hey, I need a solution for this and that, and you could execute it properly. How about that?
So I think for any offshoring projects, key factor is probably the costs. They want to cut down on the costs, so that's why they look at Bangladesh, India, and other countries. And then it's basically again what level of work you have done or what experience you have in the platform. If those two match, then sure, you should be able to send the project for offshoring.
Yeah, and so the number one reason why people would actually offshore is because of the cost.
Yeah, I think.
So and if you had to compare, the cost between UK or Netherlands, let's talk about Netherlands, because as far as I know, BrainStation has clients from Netherlands.
Yeah.
If we had to compare with a developer from Netherlands and developer from Bangladesh, how much would the cost differentiate? Given the fact that we want the same quality, right?
Yeah.
So how do we do that? Like, how much would it cost?
I think cost is basically dependent on the cost of living. Yeah. So here it's a lot cheaper. Yeah. So
even if we just had to multiply, like how much more people would have had to pay in Netherlands?
Number of times more, maybe.
Like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Wow. I think that's a big cost savings. Especially when I'm talking, we are talking about cost savings, but it plays a huge role when we are talking about this large of a project, right? And
for large enterprises, for example, some of the clients that we are supporting now, it's not just one project, right? They have an AEM platform, but they have like hundreds and hundreds of websites that they're running on it. So it's not just one website they need to support. So end of the day, if you have hundreds of projects, marketing sites, and you have to hire developers to develop and customize them, the costs add up, right? So it makes sense if you have an offshore AEM team, because for us, it's not only one project we're working on. We have clients, but we are working on like many different websites in one go. So simultaneously, there are many sites. So that would be one consideration, maybe.
What would be one thing that you should say that clients should be aware of when they're sending their work offshore? Doesn't matter to BrainStation or somewhere else. What should be one thing they should be aware of, that look, whenever you're offshoring your project, this is what you need to be aware of?
I think communication. So that would be a key factor. So like the client how do I say, how engaged they are with the process. That plays a key factor in success of a project. So the companies that succeed in offshoring, they're pretty engaged with their offshoring partners, right? They're not firing off a project and sitting back thinking miracles are going to happen. So from our end, I don't think communication is a major factor. As you can see, we are communicating pretty well, hopefully. And so we have experience working with a large number of clients all across the world. So hopefully communication will not be a problem or blocker if you choose BrainStation. What else? So I think key is the engagement. You have to be part of the team. You have to be engaged with the development team. And rest is hopefully will be on a good track.
So again, so it's not just the fact that you are going to take the work and give it to somebody. It's like it's just
teamwork.
It's a teamwork, and it's extension of the existing team that you have on site, right?
Yeah. So usually in our projects, there is a onshore team that we are coordinating with, and we have daily stand-up calls, and we're actually pretty tightly like connected with them. And in BrainStation also we have like a flexible hour rule, so we try to align our working hours so that there's a maximum overlap with our clients from the West or any other place for that matter. So in that sense, I mean, we try to provide as much comfort to the clients as we can like give.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for all the insights on AEM, and I really hope this will help the decision makers to decide why they should, switch to AEM if they will, and why they, what kind of team they want to build within the organization and how much work they want to outsource, right?
Yeah. So on a final note, I think you asked about the development side of it, side of things. For us, we actually provide, you can say end-to-end. It's not only development that we provide. So our AEM team is like a cross-functional team we have. As you said, we are supporting multiple clients, multiple projects. So our team has technical project managers, AEM architects, then Java developers, front-end UX and UI engineers. So we are able to provide you like full end-to-end solutions right from the UX agency designs. So if you wanted, you could actually offshore the entire pipeline of work to us. But again, if you a lot of the clients, they do rely on like onshore design agencies, and we take the development from them. And then we do testing and quality assurance from our end, and we have full enterprise standard documentation. We also support or provide user manuals, trainings, workshops, etc. So it's like an end-to-end. It's not only the development part that we're involved in, we are involved in all phases of the delivery.
Yeah, great. So I'm really extremely thankful to you that you got your time today to talk about AEM, and I really hope it will help all the viewers. So thank you so much. Go and visit brainstation-23.com for more information, and you can definitely get in touch with him as well. So,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, thank you.